But we are still in the region of symbol, for supposing that such a form were actually observed between God and him that overcometh, it would be no less a symbol, only an acted one. We must therefore look deeper still for the fullness of its meaning. Up to this point, little has been said to justify our expectations of discovery in the text. Let us, I say, look deeper. We shall not look long before we find that the mystic symbol has for its center of significance the fact of the personal, individual relation of every man to his God. That every man has affairs, and those his first affairs, with God, stands to reason of every man who associates any meaning or feeling with the words Maker, Father, God. Were we but children of a day, with the understanding that someone had given us that one holiday, there would be something to be thought, to be felt, to be done, because we knew it. For then our nature would be according to our fate, and we could worship and die. But it would be only the praise of the dead, not the praise of the living, for death would be the deepest, the lasting, the overcoming. We should have come out of nothingness, not out of God. He could only be our Maker, not our Father, not our origin. But now we know that God cannot be the God of the dead, must be the God of the living, inasmuch as to know that we died would freeze the heart of worship, and we could not say our God or feel him worthy of such worship as we could render. To him who offers unto this God of the living his own self of sacrifice, to him that overcometh, him who has brought his individual life back to its source, who knows that he is one of God's children, this one of God's making, he giveth the white stone. To him who climbs on the stair of all his God-born efforts and God-given victories up to the height of his being, that of looking face to face upon his ideal self in the bosom of the Father, God's him, realized in him through the Father's love in the eternal brother's devotion. To him God gives the new name written. But I leave this, because that which follows embraces and intensifies this individuality of relation in a fuller development of the truth. For the name is one which no man knoweth saving he that receiveth it. Not only then has each man his individual relation to God, but each man has his peculiar relation to God. He is to God a peculiar being, made after his own fashion, and that of no one else. For when he is perfected, he shall receive the new name which no one else can understand. Hence he can worship God as no man else can worship him, can understand God as no man else can understand him. This or that man may understand God more, may understand God better than he. But no other man can understand God as he understands him. God, give me grace to be humble before thee, my brother, that I drag not my simulacrum of thee before the judgment seat of the unjust judge. But look up to thyself for what revelation of God thou and no one else canst give. As the fir tree lifts up itself with a far different need from the need of the palm tree, so does each man stand before God and lift up a different humanity to the common Father. And for each, God has a different response. With every man he has a secret, the secret of the new name. In every man there is a loneliness, an inner chamber of peculiar life, into which God only can enter. I say not it is the innermost chamber, but a chamber into which no brother, nay, no sister, can come.